Yeah. Nutty's rave up in here.
And
we're live.
Hey!
Oh, I knew we were live. I knew we were live. But
I knew Alan.
just by the way you were laughing, I was
waiting for it to load. I was like,
Nobody saw it. Oh wait, no, they can see it later though.
Yeah, they can, and they'll see it on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me make sure everything is good. We are good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Hello and welcome back to what? You can see everything?
Yeah, all good.
Sorry. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Last Place Fireteam Show. I am your host this week. My name is Chris. I am also joined with my normal co-host, Yendi.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
And my other co-host, Alan.
Me! What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed our new intro. And if you stick around till the end of the episode, you get the outro. You get a nice crispy outro. Shout out to Dontell, who made our music for us.
Check him out. Check him
out for sure. Dontell Young has a new album I think he's working on. Comes out. Yes. I think it comes out this year.
Well, yeah.
Later this year. Yeah.
We'll let you guys know.
We'll let you guys know. Yeah. We'll have a link to his other stuff too. All right. So thank you guys for joining us this week. We are going to be talking about Epic buys Fall Guys, the Elden Ring leak. I said link.
Link.
It is a link.
It is a link to the leak.
Russ possibly going to console. PlayStation Store won't let you buy or rent movies starting in August. And this one was a shocker to me in the show notes. All right. The Halo TV show is coming to Paramount Plus, which sucks because I'm going to have to buy another thing. But before we get to that, if you guys saw me host an episode 2, all right, we got a thing going on here. The world needs to know, gentlemen. The world needs to know. Yendi, you want to go first for this one? Okay. He looks like... All right, here we go. All right. Do you... Okay, toilet paper, over or under?
Oh, I mean... Over.
Wrong.
If you do it,
no, I'm kidding.
No, hold on. You are incredible. You do it under. You will not talk to me anymore. You do it under. Yeah. Sometimes Anna likes to trick me and put the toilet paper roll under, and it gets me, man. It's one of those small things that irks me. But yeah, definitely over.
Over. All right. What about you, Alan?
Same way, over. I mean, under just seems weird to me. Just to think about nah, bro, it's over. Got to be over.
The wrong way too.
Like, yeah, they're probably the same people who go like this to cable. No, bro, it's got to be the over.
All right, I'm an over guy also. I don't pay attention to the toilet paper as much anymore. Over easy.
Over easy.
I don't pay attention to it as much anymore because bidets are affordable now. So if you ain't got a bidet, I know people are like, buy wipes and stuff like that. Flush them, even though it's bad to flush your wipes. But get a bidet, man. They're like $20. Come on.
You have one?
Yeah. Treat your tushy white.
Is that sprays water up your butt?
Yeah. A little cold spritz. And if you're a little baby about it, you can put a little bit more money into it and get a little bit of warm water and.
That's a little too fancy, man.
This is not where I thought we were going to start.
Anyway, all right. Moving on. All right. So our first story here tonight is Epic Games is buying Fall Guys creator. How do I pronounce their name? I always pronounce it wrong. Mediatonic. Okay, there you go. So obviously the Fortnite creators, Epic Games, is acquiring video game studio Mediatonic, the maker of smash hit Fall Guys, for an undisclosed sum of the company announced on Tuesday. I wish I knew what that sum
a lot was. When they say undisclosed, it usually means it's a lot.
So much money. So the deal marks one of Epic's higher profile acquisitions of late, following its 2019 purchases of social video app House Party. Okay, that's a big one. And Rocket League developer Psyonix, yeah.
Psyonix.
That Rocket League one was actually a huge one. I'm a big fan of Rocket League. I didn't like how I had to switch my account over to Epic Games and still play on Steam. It was something weird. But Yendi, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, one, I completely forgot that Rocket League was bought out. Well, Psyonix was bought out by Epic. I mean, not surprised. It's Epic. They're trying to gobble up as many things as possible to get people over to their store. So
they need to.
This is not surprising whatsoever. I don't know. I don't think it is that much, that big of sum of money. I don't think. I mean, they're pretty small developer. My guess is probably like 5 to 10 million. But
pocket change.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah, I don't think so. I really don't. They're small. They're indie.
I know they're small, but
let's see. As far as what this will do for the game, I could probably see it being free to play, just like Rocket League. Right?
Well, it also says here, according to by the way, I'm getting this on the Verge. It says Fall Guys will remain available on Steam for the time being, and the developer is still bringing the game to both the Xbox and Nintendo Switch platforms. Epic and Mediatonic say there are no plans right now to make the game, which is currently $20, free to play as Epic did with Rocket League. Epic later confirmed it plans to make the PC version of Fall Guys available on the Epic Store.
Yeah, okay, there you go. I think for sure it'll be free to play, and then they're just gonna double down on the microtransactions, man. Those skins, and
we're gonna get Fortnite skins, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna put Fall Guys into Fortnite, and
yeah. I mean, what's left, But yeah, I see Epic putting a lot of money into Mediatonic and having either probably a lot more crossovers than they had before, or just cross contaminate their other games too with Fall Guys. But I definitely see a big influx of skins coming in and new maps, and we'll see. Maybe a new Fall Guys game that's a bigger scope in general. So I'm okay with it. I know people hate Epic Games for their monopolizing ways, trying to steal developers by paying them more, but I'm okay with it. That's fine. I don't really play Fall Guys anymore. It's just so
we'll come back to that monopolizing thing because I have. But Alan, what are your thoughts on the Fall Guys?
I mean, I like the move. I mean, at the end of the day, you're competing with Steam. Right now, Steam has the most, traction. It has the most attention, and you have to do things. I mean, this game is 100% going to be off of Steam, and it's going to go to Epic Game Store because it's not smart. You're not going to buy a company at whatever amount of money it is to not put it on your platform by itself. It's just like the whole thing where people are like, well, I wonder if, Elder Scrolls is going to be multi-platform. And it's like, no, you don't spend whatever amount of money just to be like, hey, you can have it everywhere kind of thing. You want to bring in as much traction into whatever you're doing opposed to being, more friendly for everyone else. So I think I like the move. I think it's smart. You have to do something to try to, get into Steam's way. I don't think it matters at this point. I think we're too far along the chain where most people who have a PC have Steam. So I don't feel like you're ever going to have to deal with like that. I don't think, no matter what Epic does, unless they get like a major title like a Sony or something like that they're going to be like, hey, people are just going to flock over to Epic Games. But I like the Epic Games Store. They have good deals also. Yeah. And things like that. So
we did see, I mean, us hanging out the other night, just playing games and stuff. We did find out on the Epic Store, whenever I saw Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and I thought that was a PlayStation exclusive. And then we looked it up and it says PlayStation and PC. So it looks like, what was another game that was on there that I saw that we thought?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking like Sony made, like, It not like
like Sony Studios,
like Sony Studios. Gotcha. Like they need to have like a major studio behind them to like really draw people away from Steam. I mean, most people are just going to have both anyway, but I'm talking about if you want like to get a major, like the amount of games on Steam right now is ridiculous. Every day I log on to my Steam and then they're like, here's a queue of 20 games you might like. And most of the time they get about 15 of them right. And it's in my, so now I have a wish list of about like 100 games because every day I turn my Steam on, I get like 15 games that they totally know I'm going to like. So and that interface is just so perfect. We're so used to it now. We are so used to the timing of Steam also. I mean, Epic does have, like, they had a really good sale last year. I got a couple games from them, but I just feel like it's one of those things where they're not late to the party because I still think there's opportunity for someone else. They are the second best like launcher. I just don't like that everyone's going to like launchers and stores and stuff. Like EA has the Origin thing. Like I have to open that up anytime I play Apex or things like that. But I do like the move though.
Hold up. You said that the Epic Game Launcher is the second best launcher?
I think so.
Have you tried GOG?
I
tried what?
I like GOG's. I don't.
Game?
I've tried it.
It's owned by CD Projekt Red. That is much more fleshed out than Epic Games.
I mean,
it's still really, really basic in terms of like what's available.
No, I don't. When I mean, I don't mean like as far as usage. I mean as far as recognition. I think they're the second best. Like not as far as me using it because I don't really use GOG, so I can't really be the judge on that. But I'm just talking about like I even forgot about GOG. But I know about them, but I just feel like they have Epic is like, it's like Steam, Epic, and then everyone else kind of thing.
So my question to you guys is, what do you guys think about, so basically, you know, Epic Games came out with Fortnite. It became big. They started doing tournaments. They promised, I forgot how much money the prize pool was for these tournaments. And then all of a sudden they lost millions, basically cut in half, and everybody's like, what happened to the millions? And I'm also thinking like, okay, well, you guys are also buying out these companies, so is this money just being rerouted? Do you think like basically was Fortnite their cat, like is it just their cash cow they're just milking and just pushing it to another company? Absolutely. Like using the tournament money and all that stuff?
I don't know if it's using go ahead, Yendi.
Using the tournament money to do what with?
So like I said, the prize pool was, there was a moment that everybody was wondering that they lost. I forgot how much. I got to look it up in a second, but they cut their prize pool in half. And I think it was like, I want to say it was like 3-4 million, something from that prize pool. And it was just gone. They didn't say what happened to it, what was going on. Because they don't have the big events like whenever the tournaments were first announced. They had these giant events. They had Ninja come out. Obviously, they're paying him. It was huge. And I'm pretty sure they also had like an arena next to E3. But like at the same time, most people were bringing up that like, hey, they did lose half, but they're also purchasing all this stuff. So are they just kind of refocusing the money and be like, you know what? Fortnite's kind of calming down. Let's not do the prize pool too bit like life-changing money right now. Let's keep it a little bit less. We'll take a couple million back and we'll invest it somewhere else.
I think it's partly that, and then also a lot of it due to COVID. They probably saw that they weren't going to get the same engagement that they would have gotten if they had done like an in-person thing, like the last Fortnite tournament. That was an in-person thing. I don't know. I don't follow it, but I know
it
like
was
some guy named Booger won it or something like that. But I think that if they would have had a physical place where a lot more people could go, spend more money and stuff like that, then that prize pool would probably stay the same. But because of COVID happening, I think they're like, okay, we're not gonna get as much as we want from this, so we're just gonna take this and spend it somewhere else, like other games or game developers. But I mean, I don't know. I don't blame them, but then again, I don't think they're hurting for money either.
No, they're not. That's the thing. Yeah.
Well, I think, like you said, Yendi, with COVID hitting, I think it makes it more of a conservation of money kind of thing. It's not that you're hurting for it, but you also don't want to spend it needlessly. And like Yendi said, with the whole everyone going to those events, you get to charge people for merch, and that's the way they really make their money, like with those large events. So like if you're gonna have a large event and you sell so much merch and you have all these things that people see, especially when you just think you can only get it there, doing it online kind of like hinders your price. And like now it's just coming out of your pocket. Like people are not paying an entry fee to get into the place that you're having the tournament. People are not paying the merch. People are not buying food. Like, so it does dwindle all of that prize pool down. And it's like, I'm not going to give you $15 million just to host when I already have this game that everybody plays and everyone uses microtransactions anyway. So it's kind of like a loss of money for no reason when you can just wait. And I know as soon as we're able to do things and they have one, it's going to be flooded because people are going to be like, I don't want to miss an opportunity to be able to do this again. And then they're going to go. So I think it was, just a COVID thing, just to be safe. And you do want to, while people are home and stuff, you do want to be making more games and have more games, for people to play. So I can see why they did it 100%.
Yeah. Speaking of microtransactions, you're against microtransactions, right, Alan?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I love microtransactions. It's up to you.
Oh.
Like for me, I feel like as long as it doesn't hinder the game, like as long as it doesn't hinder my gameplay, like
pay to win, basically.
Yeah, pay to win, and like the way they did in Battlefront 2 at the beginning.
Oh god,
like,
I completely forgot about that. That was so bad.
It was so bad because like your bar didn't go anywhere when you were playing. You could play the game for like 10, 12 hours and not get one level on anything because they gave you such little points, but they were like, hey, buy this and you get a level. But besides that, as long as like League, I think, has a great format, Fortnite has a great format. I mean, like, yeah, it's annoying to see all of it, but like at the end of the day, like it's your choice if you want to buy it or not. You don't have to buy it. So
unless
just don't affect my game with it. Like
unless it's Valorant. Unless it's Valorant.
Wow.
You got to buy stuff with Valorant.
I don't.
Yeah,
know.
yeah, for sure. I added some breaking news to the show list notes.
Oh,
Chris, if you want to read it.
Nani.
Great. Hold on 1 second here, guys.
What do we got here, huh, Andy? What do we got here?
Very important breaking news.
Is it though?
Oh.
I feel like it's.
Well,
we're ready for the next topic, so.
Okay. Our next topic, we're just gonna generalize it as leaks for the week. All right, we'll do that. Okay, this is a big one. You see the light. So Alan, you can see the light in Yendi's eyes right now. It looks like he's about to cry for the audio listen. It sure is. Okay. So it says this article. It's on GameSpot. It seems the location for the next entry in DICE's Battlefield series, Battlefield 6, has been teased as the Central Asian country of Kazakhstan.
Very nice.
According to supposed. Wow.
I'll have you know that's Golden Globe.
I know.
Winner.
I was so happy for him. As reported by Battlefield YouTuber Danny on PC, the locations teaser was hidden in plain sight on the nose of a 3D render character model during a Battlefield tech demo shared at EA Play 2020 on the medallion of a legendary Battlefield 5 outfit called Eidolon, something like that. So some character had a medallion on it, and they could see. How did he? You guys, gamers are insane. They found out where it was from a medallion on a character. Huh?
I mean, when you look at something like how many times has he's probably
bro, I'm not gonna look at a map and be like, oh, Kazakhstan.
I mean, I'm just saying.
To be fair, Battlefield does have a pretty big Easter egg community. Like they find all kinds of this super hidden stuff that no one would ever think to look for. So I'm not surprised that they found it on this.
Yeah,
they probably had people like with magnifying glasses on the screen, like checking for stuff. But I would have never expected that there. That's crazy to me.
So how do you feel about it, Yendi? Like, how do you feel about the location wise?
Look at the excitement in his face.
I feel like every shooter is out in the European continent. Like, do something else. Do like South America or something, you know? But I'm still excited for it. if it's modern, that'd be awesome. Uh, I mean, I don't know much about Kazakhstan besides Borat and all that. I'm excited to see what kind of weapons they use. It's probably gonna be a lot of Russian or European with some. I don't know, but I'm excited for that setting if it's true because we rarely ever hear about Kazakhstan, and just interesting to see what the story is gonna be about in that area.
Our first breaking news. I gotta add a little sound effect on my board, so as soon as if that ever happens. All right, so our other leaked info is I'm not huge on this game as much as everybody else is, but Elden Ring was leaked this week. I didn't know too much about it until the PlayStation State of Play, which you could see our reactions on YouTube, or
and in
podcast form also. I know your podcast, Last Place Fireteam. Anyway. I didn't know anything about the game until I saw on Twitter people were like, where was Elden Ring? And people complaining that they didn't show it at all. So there's been a leak. You can basically go on Google, and if you see somebody like recording a screen, that is the leak. Obviously, this guy was not supposed to be recording this. It says, what does it say on the screen? It's like confidential something.
Yep.
Yeah, all throughout.
I'll put a link in the chat.
There you go. If you guys want to watch it, it's there in the chat. It looks really cool, man, but I'm going to ask you guys, we'll start with you, Alan. What did you think about the leak? Are you excited about the game? Like, what are you hoping comes from this game?
I am excited. I mean, I love those style of games. It's really nice to, I mean, a lot of people complain about like Demon Souls and all those games being too hard. I actually, growing up, I felt like all our games are hard. Like, if you ever go back and play like Double Dragon and all those games, they're like hard. Like even to today's standard, playing them, like they're like super difficult. So for me, I don't find those games like they are difficult, but they just require a certain amount of patience. And I know a lot of people don't have that, and they go in like guns a blazing, and that's fine. Like there's games for you for that. But I'm excited for this game. I can't wait to see what they, more. I want to see it obviously on a bigger screen with the story fleshed out. I do want to know if it's going to be more Elder Scrolls style where, like you're talking to different communities and things like that. It's not fully fleshed out on what exactly is happening. I just know that everyone's excited because the people who are making it and that they're ready for this style of game. And I think this will get people through before Elder Scrolls gets ready. And I think everyone's actually ready for that. So I think Elden Ring is a good, it's going to be a good bridge if it is that style of game, because it could be something completely different and I could be completely wrong. But we don't have that much information on it. But besides, it was supposed to be this, fantasy style game. And I love games like that. I'm excited for Valve. There's another style game that's supposed to be like that. But yeah, I mean, that's all I have on it. I can't wait.
Yeah, Astronomo in the chat also pointed out there used to be no difficulty settings back then.
Exactly.
That's the truth. It was either you were good at this game and you get through, or you suck and you will never see the ending. Yeah. Have fun, YouTubing. Yendi, what are your thoughts on the leak, and what do you hope comes from this game?
I'm surprised that nothing else has been talked about since 2019. Like, that's crazy. I remember that one trailer that didn't really show anything. It was just a cinematic, but I had no idea.
It wasn't the trailer with the arrow, right, Alan?
No.
What was that game?
But, no, that's Avowed. Avowed is the game where he grabs a thing and he does the it's like very Elder Scrolls.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But then looking at this leaked trailer, I can't say it looks like a completely different game because all I watched was a cinematic for a few seconds. But I wasn't expecting this, being that this is from the same developer that did Bloodborne, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah,
I did like Bloodborne a lot, which is rare because I don't tend to play those games, those like super hardcore games very much, because I just get to a certain frustration level where I'm like, I'm not having fun with this anymore, so I'll just leave it. But Bloodborne was actually a lot of fun, and I could
Bloodborne's great.
Why? So if it is the same developers, then I know that it's gonna be a great game because it's Atlas, correct? That's the developer of Bloodborne. They also made the original Dark Souls, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
So they got a good pedigree there, and they got a lot of great developers in there. As far as what the game is gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be an open world Skyrim type. It's gonna be like a faux open world. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
fake out. It'll probably be more linear, or
Oh, kind of like
and
sorry to interrupt. Kind of like outer no, not Outer Wilds, but
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds. Yeah, isn't
I
that
know
like
Outer Worlds is more Fallout
it
than
to me.
what you call
I've
it.
never played Ghost of Tsushima, but that it seems like it's gonna go towards
oh,
that
gotcha.
kind of game style.
Mhm.
I don't know because I get
Ghost
I
of
think
Tsushima is
Ghost of
open world.
Tsushima is
It's
open
it's a
world.
Yeah.
beautiful game. Yeah, it is open
So
world.
it might be a mix between that and Neo. I'm assuming.
Oh, okay, that would make sense.
Um,
I
Okay.
can see that.
Yeah.
being just taking a look at what the developers done. So I'm kind of excited, but if it's like a super hardcore, like you die every 5 seconds, I don't find those
Enjoyment.
games fun. Yeah, I don't find enjoyment in those. It's rare, but generally I just skip those. Not saying that it's bad. I just not my kind of thing.
I
But
almost
I'm waiting to see what it's like.
like I said, I wasn't. These aren't my kind of games. I'll probably give this one a chance. I've always wanted to give uh the Soul series a chance, and I almost jumped into what was the game that came out 2 years Sekiro?
Oh, Sekiro. Oh,
yeah.
Sekiro's great.
Yeah, I heard that one's great. I also have a friend that beat it. Like he's beaten it so
Yeah.
many times, and it was one of those hard games. And I was like, man, do I want to spend time and put in to try to learn how to do this stuff? But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think the leak? So the leak that just happened, right? Do you think that was meant for E3? Do you think we were supposed to get that anytime soon? Because it looked finished. Like it looked like that was prepared to like, here we go.
I mean,
they were in the last bits of like, what should we show in this trailer? Like they're building the trailer for an E3 presentation. That's what it feels like to me.
I feel like it probably. I mean, it is around that time where leaks like this do happen, especially before the summer when E3 normally is anyway. I know E3 is has officially canceled the live event, but now they're going to do the digital.
Oh, they did. They did announce that.
Yeah, they officially are going to cancel the live event. So, but yeah, I think it might be a lot of the game developers have those things ready, and they like to do what they actually do at the movie theaters, where they give people the advanced screening of things and how they're going to react. So I think people, that's why people were in the room, and that guy was probably a normal person who they were like, you can't use your phone, and he just pulled his phone out anyway and did it. But that's pretty much what they're doing. Yeah, they're probably saying, hey, let's see what everyone's reactions to this, see how they like it, see what they're thinking. And I mean, to see if, when they send it out, if that's what it's going to be. So I think I think that's what it was for sure.
All right. Moving on to our next story. Rust coming to console. I accidentally pulled up the YouTube video. All right, so have you guys played Rust before?
I played it like once.
Okay, let me tell our viewers something here. Okay, for the kids, if you're up watching these streamers play, the ones that blew it up recently, okay, you're watching them play. You're like, that looks like a lot of fun, and you buy the game. You just spent $30 to get crapped on for the next forever, because it's not the way they had it. They had a private server, and there was a lot of people. I've talked about this before. They had a lot of people play it. They made it look all nice. They have a nice private server. They're just hanging out, doing skits and stuff like that. And that game is completely different. But coming to console, I think, in my opinion, is a great idea. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I will probably try it because hopefully these guys that have been playing on PC for years don't like, oh yeah, let's get all these noobs. Oh, and I hope that there's not crossplay for the beginning of it. Yeah, I don't want
come on, man.
I would turn it off. For the beginning, just to learn, because this is the perfect chance to learn. Because it's not usually, if you buy Rust right now, there's people literally advising you, if only get Rust if you have a friend that already plays it and and they can teach you everything, because they don't get, all these other people will not give you a chance to learn. You have to, unless you want to get like
Right.
beaten up all the time until you learn it, you're not gonna get a chance. But what's your opinion on it, Yendi, on Rust coming to console?
I don't know much about the game. I've only seen Shroud play, and it looks like it's a game that I would actually enjoy playing with friends.
Yep.
But I don't have anybody that would play it with me. There's only one person, and he's on console, so this is definitely for him to. He's been looking forward to it. So if he gets it, and if it is crossplay, then yeah, I'll get it and get wrecked. Whatever. I guess now that I think about it, DayZ isn't crossplay either, and probably for the same reason, because you get wrecked by PC players. But yeah, I'm willing to try Rust, but I won't be buying it on console. Obviously, I'll buy it on PC only if it's crossplay. So yeah.
All right. By the way, whenever you said you don't have people to play with, you got us. Let us know in the chat, guys, if you want Last Place Fireteam to do a Rust server. Alan gave that weird look, like, nope. What are your opinions on it, Alan? What do you think about Rust?
Listen, if you guys enjoy it, play it. I will not knock anyone's enjoyment for certain games. Those games are just not my style. I mean, I feel like if the game comes to console, that's a great. Like I said, I'm always a fan of if everything could be like, on all the consoles and systems, I would prefer it, just because you open up new eyes to new, people who haven't played any of these games before. And I think it's pretty dope to have a new set of community people who go, hey, I probably would have never played it because they don't have access to a PC. So I do like when PC games do make that jump over and go, hey, we're going to make console. And the thing that always interests me, though, when that happens are like controls, because I know how many like keybinds and like, shortcuts you could have for potential games like that. So switching those to consoles is usually a bit trickier. I don't think it will be as tricky for Rust because it's kind of like first person-ish style thing. So I don't think it would be like too difficult. But that thing always makes it kind of curious to me, like how they're going to make all that work. But hey, I'm all for it. If people enjoy it on console and they get like, another 100,000 people who are playing because they made the switch, then I'm all for it. Let the company and the developers make that money,
I feel that, man. In the chat also, it says Apex coming to Switch with crossplay are going to be easy wins. Same thing if Rust has crossplay. If Rust has crossplay, did I say it twice or once? I can't talk today, guys. This has been a long day for me. But if Rust has crossplay and that's all you can do, it's going to be a field day for these like veteran Rust players. They're gonna get torn apart.
Those Apex wins have not gotten easier as consoles came in.
Yeah, I don't know what's been. I don't know what game you're playing, bro. Because this.
Since we're talking about Apex, I have a question. When you first start Apex, are you put into lobbies with bots for the first few games?
Yeah, let us know, please.
Yeah, let us know. I swear, when I got back into Apex again, I got like 4 wins.
Yeah, me and Yendi played together, and we were
we're good, bro.
Yeah, we were like, we're killing this game, and now and now we enter, and dude,
and I love Fortnite does it, so no, I wouldn't be surprised if Apex does it just to hook you, to get you into play, and then boom. Yeah, you're.
I think they do. I think what happens is they do put you into servers where people who haven't like all the newer people and stuff like that. I do think Apex does do that, but it's not against bots. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's why they try. They also do that so they can make you play ranked, so you could play closer to the people who are in your range of playing. Because then, like now, I mean, I played Apex all day today, and there was like level 500 people, and I was just like, okay, well, but I got the 2 wins though, so how about that? It's on the stream.
Oh, he knew I was about to say something.
It's on the stream.
It's on the stream.
Go check it out.
All right, moving on, guys. Our next story here. PlayStation Store won't let you buy or rent movies and TV shows. I didn't know they did TV shows, but after August 31st. So I got this on The Verge. It says if you prefer buying all your movies and TV shows on PlayStation Store, you won't be able to do that for much longer. In a blog post today, Sony announced that it is discontinuing those purchases on digital store starting August 31st. As for why, Sony cites the tremendous growth of entertainment consumed through subscription-based services and ad-based entertainment streaming services on the company's PlayStation hardware. Fortunately, Sony confirms that anyone who has purchased movie or TV content through the PC or PS Store or plans to do so before August will still have access to that content after the changes go into effect, with on-demand playback available on PS4, PS5, and mobile devices. This is not the first time Sony has removed less popular media from PlayStation Store. Last October, Sony said the revamped PlayStation Store that arrived prior to the launch of the PS5 would no longer allow users to purchase older games and DLC released initially on the PS3 or the PSP and Vita handhelds, unless you were browsing the store for those devices. So it just sounds like they're just cutting down more of that PlayStation Store. What are your opinions on it, Alan?
I think this sounds more like we're trying to save space more than this is actually hurting us or anything like that. Because again, I don't like Microsoft doesn't have like, and I'm not trying to compare. I'm just saying as in to compare to their competition. But basically, Microsoft is all for like having all the media you possibly can on the same console, because that's kind of their goal has always been since Xbox One is we want you to do everything through your Xbox. So, I mean, I get it. I do understand, like we talked about in the pre-show, you were talking about like, you could use Amazon and stuff like that. Like, I understand it, but I also feel like unless, I guess you're trying to gear your audience more towards not doing that by taking these off. So I feel like it doesn't, unless you needed more space, it's kind of the only reason you would like take this off, because if someone buys something from the PlayStation Store, just the fact that it's available, I feel like you kind of still make the profit or the money on it, or maybe they are paying to have those things on there. So I don't know what the full work is, but I feel like it just seems like, hey, we want to save some space and we want you to focus on getting PS5 stuff, because we all know Sony has been pretty weird with their whole like backwards compatibility stuff. They're not very like open about it. They're very like, hey, we want you to buy the new. We don't care about the old. I mean, Final Fantasy Remake is a perfect example of that, because the details on that are kind of annoying now that I think about it. But they like, for example, they just released it. Like, it is the free-to-play game in March, but
you can't upgrade it.
You can't upgrade it. But and then on top of that, not only they're making a $70 disc version of Final Fantasy VII. And I know what this means. What they're going to do is, next thing you know, in 3 months, you're not going to be able to get the PS4 version of Final Fantasy VII, and they're going to take away the free upgrade, and they're going to make you pay that $70. And I feel like Sony's been doing a lot of underwork, shady stuff that people are just like, oh, it's Sony, it's okay. But like, I feel like they've been doing a lot of this kind of stuff that feels kind of fishy and weird.
Yeah.
And I feel like if other game companies did that, people would be like, oh, I can't believe they did that. So I just feel like, Sony has its fan base and people are going to get their PlayStations and wherever the case may be. But that doesn't change. They've been doing some shady stuff, in my opinion.
This just in, before we get to Yendi, breaking news. Sony says they're trying to save space for the next Warzone update. So that's crazy. That is
Did
crazy.
you hear about that, actually, before you get to Yendi? How Activision came out and was like, oh, by the way, if you have Cold War and Warzone, it might not fit on your 500 gig PS4. And it's like, bro, what? Like, that like you, how can you even like compress the files?
They can't figure it out, man. They can't figure it out. Yendi, what are your thoughts on the PlayStation?
Anyways,
TV,
coming back to the topic, because Alan went way off into games. This is about TV shows and movies. All right, so this is definitely a licensing thing. I don't remember the last time I've bought or rented anything, period. Everything I've ever watched since like 2000, probably 8 or 9 and up, has been streaming, right? Whenever Netflix came out, that was it. I cut my cable a long time ago. Them just hosting all these movies and TV shows on their servers, one, it is taking up bandwidth, and two, they do have to pay licensing fees to keep those things on the store. So it's like they said, there's tremendous growth because of subscription-based services and the ad services as well. So they have no need. They're probably not getting any traffic except from the really, really hardcore PlayStation people who do like to keep everything on one console. But to me, it doesn't make sense to buy media anymore. It's just stream it. You know, it's especially physical. Like who buys physical anymore besides collecting? There's no point to it anymore. You can just stream everything, not worry about it, and most of the time you can watch it for free. So this makes sense to me, and I do see Xbox going the same way. Speaking of Xbox, they are not the all-in-one thing anymore. That was the blunder that the original Xbox One tried to go with, and that backfired terribly. So that is no longer their.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be like a cable box too, right? It was supposed to be.
They put a bigger emphasis on entertainment as opposed to gaming, and that's why it failed in the beginning.
Gotcha.
So they quickly got away from that. That's why they fired Don Matrick, I think the guy was at the time, and then brought in Phil Spencer, who made it a game-centric system once again. But this is just one of the first steps into other companies doing the same thing, because streaming is the future. No one's going to buy stuff anymore. It's just a thing of the past now. So
yeah, the funny thing about Xbox One that a lot of people say, you know, and I 100% agree, it was a failure at the time. But if you look at all the things they preached day one, it's just people weren't ready for it. Because remember, they were like, you can't play games without the internet. Well, guess what? We can't play games now without the internet. Like all of that stuff that people were so outraged about it, but it literally became exactly what if you look back at that E3, all the stuff that happened that they announced on that is all the stuff we're dealing with now.
That was my
so
favorite
I think it's kind of
E3.
funny that people are like, hey, like we're so upset now. And then like, 8 years from that, everyone's like, oh, I can't live without all of this. But yeah, I agree with you,
the
Yendi.
same people that keep the console for like 15, 20 years and they just don't want to give it up. Like,
and then get mad when the game stops working.
Like,
when the
move on, get with the times, you know?
No.
You're a
No,
minority.
I do agree with the what you said about the about the licensing. I didn't think about that, but that is a very good point about licensing and not having to pay for it. But again, yeah, saving the space, not having, I feel like that is something, a part of it also. So
yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I also feel Sony's been kind of going around.
They have been shady, though.
Yeah, they have been shady. I don't know if you guys saw this post. I didn't add it as a news story, but because it wasn't too huge. But they are planning on adding. I know Microsoft does it. Microsoft's partnered with Seagate, right? They have like Seagate drives for it. So PlayStation announced, I think like last week, that they are also releasing a storage thing for the PlayStation this summer. So obviously they make these things big enough to hold these new games that we're getting.
I mean, the games are just getting bigger also.
Oh yeah, they're huge. They're huge.
They're actually going to have M.2 drives, NVMe drives, which are going to be lightning fast, man.
They're
what I have on my PC now. That thing's so quick, it's crazy.
Actually,
that's actually pretty cool to know that PlayStation can support M.2 drive.
Yeah.
It is a pain to install, though. Have you seen what you have to do just to install? But
I think they're going to find a way to make it easier. I don't know. I don't know, though.
A console refresh.
Because
that's
I know I know on the Series X and the Series S, it's like a little attachment port that essentially, it doesn't make it M.2, but it makes it the faster version of your hard drive anyway, but it makes it like a direct connect. And then they made like a little piece essentially for it so that you just plug it in, but you get faster speeds from it, not like you would get on a standard like USB kind of thing. Like it's a funky piece. I don't know if you ever see it. Look it up.
I've only seen the memory card style for the Xbox. What other piece are you talking about? I've never.
They have like this weird, like you have to look at it. I don't remember what hard drive thing is, what the hard drive is called, but it's like a little piece.
Is it a Seagate exclusive thing? Because
I think so. I think it's
Do you guys
definitely? Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna ask a random question. I'm like, do you guys miss memory cards at all?
No,
I kind of do.
I kind of do, man.
I miss
I
having
like being, well, the world is different nowadays because I mean, I don't ever go to a friend's house anymore now that I'm
Exactly.
older. There's no
No, I
point to it,
don't.
and then everything's in the cloud now.
I'll tell
That's just
you.
so.
I'll tell you what memory card I do miss. The Dreamcast memory card. I do miss that because that was the little virtual thing where if you had Sonic Adventures, you could play it like it was like a Tamagotchi
Yeah.
style thing. Those memory cards I do miss.
Oh yes,
Yeah, those
man, that
memory
really
cards were
was ahead
great.
of its time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh
I mean, the
gosh.
Dreamcast itself, not to go off on a tangent, was also ahead of its time.
One
I
of
mean,
the best
first,
consoles.
it's my second favorite console, but it had internet. It had, I mean, their biggest issue was that you could burn your disc and it could read burn disc. That was the biggest downfall.
Yeah. I mean, they're still selling today. I've been trying to look around for one for cheap.
I got mine on Amazon like 5 years ago for like $30.
Yeah, they're
I
not
used
that bad.
Dang.
Yeah. Moving on to one of our last story. Yeah, it's gonna be our last story for tonight. Because speaking of the whole subscription based, Paramount Plus announced that the Halo TV show is coming to their platform next year. All right, I am very excited. I remember in I think I was in elementary school going into middle school, seeing. Yeah, I know
He's young.
I shouldn't have been playing Halo, but I remember seeing like we always wanted a Halo movie, and there's still a clip on YouTube. I think it's still out there to this day. It was when Halo 3 was coming out, and you see a soldier running. He's hiding behind a wall, and then like he's hiding. You see a spike grenade land next to him, blows up. You see Warhogs going everywhere. Full live action. And everybody thought like, holy crap, this is going to be the Halo movie. And it just never saw the light of day. And then the next time they've announced it, they announced a TV show. I think it came on DVD. They've also made a couple animated movies. So I'm very excited to see what it's going to be. It says here that Master Chief's long teased telly debut. This is from PC Gamer. Took another small step towards finally being released this week. Halo TV show to its Paramount Plus streaming services in 2021. That comes by way of report by Deadline, which reveals that the network announced it had moved the Halo series from Showtime to Paramount Plus during this week's Viacom CBS streaming event. According to CBS Chief Creative Officer David Nevins, early footage convinced the network to reposition the space opera as a flagship title for the new platform. So, I mean, I didn't even know they were making a TV show. I don't know if they haven't announced any characters yet, have they?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, Yenny, we'll start with you. How are you feeling about a Halo TV show?
I don't know, man. I guess it depends on who's really behind it. Halo's what started my FPS career, I guess you could call it.
I wasn't GoldenEye?
No, not that. With the first Halo Combat Evolved, and that was one of the first shooter games that actually had a great story to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think back at the time, what Call of Duty 4 was also out, or
no, not for Combat Evolved, not around that time.
I don't know what year that came out, but
no.
The story was actually really good, and I was really intrigued, and I loved Master Chief and Cortana and their dynamic and all that, and then the actual overarching lore of the Halo games is so huge that there's just so much that they could possibly do with this show. So I'm excited for that, to see which parts they touch on, if they go with the Forerunners or if they do more of the Covenant stuff, but I'm ready to have that lore fleshed out for us to see, because it's a lot of cool stuff in there, like very mythological, like almost Marvel kind of superhero stuff in there. A lot of deep stuff that a lot of people don't know about. So if they do go that way, if they do stay true to Halo and its lore, then I'm very, very excited. But again, Halo is a huge franchise. You got ODST, you got
Reach.
You got books, Reach. You got all kinds of different stuff that they could possibly draw up from, and I just hope there's not something stupid. I just want Master Chief. I don't care about anybody else. I don't play Halo for Or I don't play Halo for Captain whatever his name was or Locke. That BS. I want Master Chief. I want Cortana. I want Captain Keys. That's it. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things, and just build good chemistry with your characters. That's it. That's all I want.
Also, just a small tidbit on the article. It says filming was roughly 60% complete by the time COVID-19 hit.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah, that's what
the
you
show
saying.
was.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it, Alan?
You know, like I said, I've always said, I love when these announcements happen. I just want them to be good. I do feel like Halo works better as a TV show than a movie. I feel like a lot of video game style things work better as TV shows than movies, because you can really flesh out those stories. You don't have to feel like you have to cram enough, and you make us get that sense of waiting for the fan service or those epic iconic moments. I just really hope that they take their time, know that this is Halo. I'm okay with certain stories changes. You just cannot change the premise of Halo and who Master Chief is. You gotta nail that Cortana and Master Chief dynamic, because that's super important to the series. And I just hope the people behind it are like Halo fans, because normally when we get the fans of those people who are also amazing writers and stuff like that, is when we get the product that we want. I mean, perfect example is Kevin Feige. He's always a huge Marvel fan, and look at what he did with the MCU. And then, I mean, even recently with Favreau and Filoni with The Mandalorian, those guys care about those IPs, so they put a lot of time, they put a lot of effort in, and to make sure it's good. Because then, when you don't, and you just try to make the cash grab, you get movies like Monster Hunter, which was terrible. So,
Was it?
Yeah.
I
So
didn't see
like,
it.
you know what I mean? So you get things like that, and people who don't, because I mean, if we're really being honest, there's not that many good video game movies. Like, you know what I mean? It's not something that I can probably name two that I thought were like good. Like, I thought the Silent Hill movie was excellent because it was legit Silent Hill 2. They just changed the character at the beginning. But I mean, all of the reveals and all that stuff was good. And me personally, I thought the Warcraft movie was a good movie, but that's because I'm a Warcraft fan. And I completely understand if someone wasn't a Warcraft fan and why they didn't like it, because they wouldn't have to understand a lot of the references. But those are like the only two movies that, off the top of my head, that I can think of that were video games that became movies that were good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you guys could pick, we'll start with Yendi again. If you guys could pick a setting for the Halo TV show, like what story would you want them to tell?
The very beginning, Combat
Yeah.
Evolved.
Yeah, Combat
Started
Evolved.
off right, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be. It is a TV show, so
Yeah.
you just started off right where it began, nice and simple, not overcomplicated. And then if the show does well, then they have all this extra stuff that they can pick from to continue. I could see this going on for like
Yeah,
15,
years.
15, 20 seasons, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, definitely Combat Evolved. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
See that. Or a prequel to it to see the Chief's life before he became a
Yeah.
Spartan.
When was Reach's timeline again? I always forget when. Because Reach is technically before 4-1, isn't it?
I think it's a prequel. I don't know.
It's a Reach is a prequel. We just got different abilities that.
Oh no, yeah,
you
it is a
can get-
prequel because when it ends, like the last clip, spoilers, by the way. Give you a few seconds. All right. So when it ends, you see Master Chief in the
Yeah.
ship, and they're transferring it. They're
Yeah.
transferring him over to the Pillar of Autumn, and that's
dude,
where
that game is
number
so
1
good.
starts. Yeah.
Reach is so good. It's so good. But yeah, I mean, I feel like if you just go like Gendy said, I'd go Combat as Evolve or Reach, just so you can kind of like, I guess you could kind of because I know, like, obviously as we progressed with Halo, we got all these new abilities and stuff like that. But in a TV sense, it works kind of weird when you see, like, I don't want that. I would like them to show the abilities in Reach, because then, you know, later on Master Chief kind of gets some of those abilities. So like, I rather them kind of get to that Reach and that Combat Evolved style. Maybe you get, you know, but like I said, TV show versions of this is perfect because you have so many things. You can do a flashback episode. You don't need like a full season of a lot of things. You could do like an arc maybe like 4 or 5 episodes of Reach, and then it like transitions to, you know what I mean? So, and then you could do season 2 would be like completely Halo 2 kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I already have Paramount Plus because I had CBS Plus. So I'm all for it.
Well,
Give me more TV.
I'm actually.
Here's an unpopular opinion.
Oh, go ahead.
I think that abilities messed up Halo. Abilities ruined Halo. They should have never been in the game.
I don't think so because Reach was still phenomenal.
Reach was
Nah,
Reach was fun, but multiplayer wise, I agree with Yendi. I hate that you have to
They,
sprint.
they changed up the working formula to try to get something new.
But I'm also
And
one of those people that really like Halo 5. I love Halo 5 a lot. Like multiplayer wise.
if
I
you
hate it as
look
a
at it,
story. But
looking back at it now, if you look at the abilities in Reach, they kind of resemble the abilities in Destiny. So I think Bungie got
Was testing.
inspiration. Yeah, was testing them.
Yeah.
Because I think also in that game they had a teaser for Destiny with the Traveler and everything.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, that game would have been better without it. So.
I actually did find a cast list because it's for 2022. It says Pablo Schreiber
Mhm.
is going to be Master Chief. He's known for, give me 1 second here. He was in 13 Hours, Orange is the New
Oh
Black.
yes, they did.
Yeah,
They did.
Den of
cast him.
Thieves, Bubble Boy. The person that's going to play Cortana.
I mean, we'll never see his face, so it's fine.
Yeah, is going to be Jen Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be Cortana, and she is actually the normal Cortana, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a voice actress.
Yeah, so they're going to use her. She was in Super Mario Sunshine, so I'm going to...
But if you look up, the funny thing is, look up a lot of voice actors and their gigs. You will see gigs from like, they have like amazing catalogs of what they've done. They'll be in like 10 games and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I always notice the voice of the guy who plays Liquid Snake. Like, I hear his voice instantly and I know exactly when it's him because it's just, he has like the same kind of voice and it's legit for every character he plays. It sounds like him and I'm like, that's Liquid. But it's crazy.
Speaking of Metal Gear, friggin' Phil Lamar, if you want to come on the show, just let me know, man.
Oh, there you go.
Great guy. And then when you guys talked about the possible flashbacks and stuff like that, they do have, it says Teenage John, and it's played by Logan Shearer.
Mm-hmm.
This kid I've never seen before, and it looks like this is going to be one of his big breaks.
That's good.
So it's going to be kind of exciting, man. But yeah, that's I'm excited for the show. I really can't wait for it. It kind of sucks that it's coming out next year. But we'll probably see, I'm sure. I mean, Microsoft still has to have some kind of hold on the show, right? They're going to show it during their Xbox
It's
show
their
this
IP.
year.
Yeah. But I don't know. It depends. Like Yendi said, though, Microsoft is trying to get very gamer centric, and I think by the time they do an event, which they might have one later on this month, because they're finally going to get the actual rights to Bethesda. I think once E3 happens, or their version of E3 happens, it's going to be all the Bethesda stuff they're going to show. So they might not, but I think they're into, like, they are focused hardcore on gaming.
You think we get a Starlink trailer this year?
Yes.
Starlink or Starfield?
Starfield, right? It is.
What's
Yeah,
Starlink?
Starfield.
Are you sure?
Starlink is the Elon Musk internet thing.
Yeah. Yeah. They are the thing. That's how,
I would love
I mean,
Starlink.
that is going to be on IPO soon. If you guys know what I'm talking about, stock stuff.
Yeah, Starfield. My bad, Elon. Yeah, we know how you feel about gaming.
Starfield was still a ways off, so I don't know if we even get anything from them.
I think we get
I'm
I think
thinking
we get a
next year.
teaser.
I
At
think
least a
next year.
teaser. Just a
No,
little
I don't think
teaser.
so.
I think so.
Just a little taste.
We should
Just
do
a little
a
teaser.
predictions.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah. Predictions.
I think a little teaser though.
Wait, predictions
What
for.
Xbox is gonna show?
Oh, okay.
The E3 season. Basically, right?
Oh, that'd be a good show.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
So that was our last story of the night. Before we head out, Yendi, what have you been playing this week, and what would you recommend to the viewers?
Playing. Valorant has been playing me lately. That game. I hate I love hate it, man. Like I go into it beginning of the day, I'm like, oh, so excited, get some sweet kills, some
Bro.
crisp headshots, and get absolutely freaking railed.
Ask Yendi.
You
The
know?
last two games we played. I'll explain it to y'all, all right? We're going in. I panic. The team dies. I always pick up the other team's sniper rifle, and I go off. I kill everybody the first round. Everybody's like, holy crap, this guy's good. Yeah. And then we get later on into the round, and everybody falls apart. We have like a 4-round lead. I'm pushing the mic back because I'm getting angry thinking about it. We get 4 rounds ahead, right? I'm still thinking about that dude. There was one guy. I had another panic moment, right? It was 1 round left and we were gonna lose. Had a panic moment. I missed one guy. There was one guy left and we had 2 people. This dude picks up a sniper, guy standing still, shoots the wall, and I'm like, I'm turning off the game. That game makes me so mad.
We need a meme of you guys, how it started and how it ended. Valorant.
Dude, actually, yeah.
The thing with Valorant is that like one game you are a god, like you are hitting all these shots and you feel great, and then the very next game, Riot is like, no, not today, and you get absolutely wrecked, and you go freaking 1-24, which I have gone 1-24, as much as I hate to admit that, but there's days I absolutely love it. I think about it all the time. I want to play it. And then all it takes is one game for me to just almost want to uninstall it. So besides Valorant, I've been playing Valheim and what was it? Pretty much the same thing. Apex.
Cool. Yes, we got further in our we will. By the way, I want to try to do a Valheim stream with you, Yendi, and just show our people our camp after I recover my dead body. Anyway.
I can't believe you died again.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right, guys, thanks for watching the show. See you guys.
Yeah.
Alan, what have you been playing this weekend?
This week, as I said earlier, getting these Apex wins, 3 in the week so far. And then I have been playing Hades, as I've been telling you guys, and
so good.
I believe the hype. The hype is real. That game is stellar.
It was so close to winning Game of the Year. It almost won Game of the Year.
And it was close, and I understand why it didn't win Game of the Year, but that was this year was also a really tough year to win Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Who won it?
Last of Us 2,
which was expected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was.
Hold on, real quick. Props to Animal Crossing for making it to the list. I was happy to see it up there.
I'm just saying it was a hard. Yeah. It was a real hard year to win.
Yeah.
That the fact that it made it to that as a small indie game, like it literally went up against like Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Animal Crossing, like all these big #1 publishers, and it was like Hades, and everyone was rooting for the dog. But the game is stellar, especially if you like roguelikes. I mean, it doesn't get stale
even
at
if you
all
don't.
because of it.
This can be your first roguelike, and you will get into it. I guarantee you.
It doesn't get stale. Even when you go do a run, you kind of get more. It kind of drives you to want to keep going even after you die. But they did a really good job. What I'm impressed about is that they made the whole roguelike feel make sense in the game world, because it's like you are the son of Hades, so you would come back to life and you would retain all your memories. So that's how they flesh out the story, by doing that. So like obviously the first like 5 or 6 runs you do, you're not going to win unless you're like a pro at like not getting hit by stuff. But then you unlock a little bit more of the story and why he's trying to escape, and then you start getting like like the gods start showing up, and like Thanatos makes it's so good. And especially as a person who loves Greek mythology, like the game is amazing.
They should make like Immortals Phoenix Rising, but with Hades. Like I'd love that.
I need to play that
game
next.
Just Breath of the Wild, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
I heard it's very Zelda-like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it. With the system,
but it's got amazing reviews. Like I haven't found a place that's given it a pro review. I plan on playing it.
The working formula.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
It copied everything from Breath of the Wild, apparently. So
there's some bad people. There's some companies who've tried to copy and are just terrible.
Pokemon.
So
Pokemon. But for me, this past week I got a root canal and a tooth pulled, so I've been taking it easy, not playing too many multiplayer games. So I actually went back to Spider-Man Miles Morales and 100%ed it.
Nice.
Yeah, finished
that,
all
that
the
platinum.
yeah. Well, not the platinum, just like 100% in the yeah. I got basically all the side missions and stuff done, and the postcards that your dad leaves you that you have to find throughout the city. I got emotional, man. It hit hard. I was like, holy crap, this is so good. And I hope we get more of Miles later on. Like I tell everybody, it's like a good DLC. But yeah, that's
that game was nominated for a BAFTA award for Game of the Year right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
those nominations are up if you want to go look at them.
It's beautiful. And then I think another moment, because like I say, I'm kind of glad because the way I did it was I saved the Prowler missions, the postcard, and also you have like a little Spider-Man app that your friend Genki makes for people. So whenever those were the last 3 things I did, and as I finished it was like back to back to back because I kind of laddered down the side. So whenever I finished the app, you go into a neighborhood and somebody's like, oh, you get a message on the app that's like, hey, we left you something. And you go and it's in front of a giant Black Lives Matter poster. And you go and you pick up a postcard and it's like, this one's for you. Thank you for all you do. And it says the neighborhood. And then you get like a golden like Spider-Man suit. And it's like black and gold. It's decked out. It's pretty dope. Yeah, and then Prowler, you get to listen to a beat that Prowler and your dad made when they were kids. It's just like it was just like back to back to back emotions. So it's great.
The game hits hard for sure.
Yeah, it's a great game. But yeah, that's gonna be doing it for the show. Next week we do have a special guest. He is actually in orbit right now, or he should be in orbit by the time next week starts. Yeah, so be in tune for that. We do have, I know you guys are confused. You'll see later on. All right. Just
listen, right? I didn't say anything.
I know.
All right. Okay. All right. And then tomorrow is Wednesday, and that is for Alan. Alan, you want to talk about what's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, dropping the video, our Wednesday video, reasons why you should get Game Pass. Because obviously you guys see how excited I get every time we talk about Game Pass. But 5 reasons why you should get it, and that's what we'll be dropping tomorrow. And also the podcast will be dropping tomorrow if you missed the show. So if you're listening to the podcast tomorrow, hi. And then, that's it.
Yeah. And also, if you want to see a video version of the podcast like you're watching now, the recorded version will be up on Friday. Yeah. And other than that, make sure to follow us on our Twitter page.
Everything?
On everything, yeah. On our Twitter page, Google, Apple, Spotify. We're everywhere. Last Place Fireteam. On Twitter, it's official LPF, right? LPFT, sorry. At official LPFT, all right, for Twitter. Make sure to keep an eye on that because all these gaming events are starting to happen and they're popping up randomly, so it's kind of hard to plan out. So, and most of the time we're going live for them, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, do you guys have any more closing thoughts? Yendi, you have anything you want to say? Or all right, if you guys I'm always gonna plug this man. All right, so if you guys need a mouse built or you want to buy a mouse or anything like that, make sure to follow at Scaldy Gaming. All right, he will be sure.
Bad boy, look at this.
Ooh, look at that mint, baby. Hey, that's kind of like us. We got mint and
I know, right?
colors.
But yeah, be sure to follow him for all your mouse and keyboard needs. All right. Yeah. Until next week, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us and sharing with your friends. Yeah. See you next time. Fireteam out.
Fireteam out.